Well, hey everybody, I'm John Retlin. This is my review, New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Climax 29 Night 17 event, and the A block is over. Kota Ibushi is going to the finals for the second year in a row, and my god, this is really, really terrific. This is exactly what I wanted, and they told a great story and everything, and how they built it up with Kota losing the first two matches, and then climbing back into it, and Okada going on a streak, but losing two of his last three. Really, this is how you book a round-robin tournament. And I don't just mean because it's New Japan. I mean, in general, this is how you would book a round-robin tournament properly. Build some good stories, have some good feuds going where you have other champions in there and you do some really good shit. So the A block is over. I will have a review of night 18, with the B block finals and everything up shortly after that show is done. And then the finals I will be watching live as well, along with NXT TakeOver Toronto 2 and SummerSlam. So yeah, busy weekend for me while working the whole thing. And thank you guys for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. It's meant a whole lot to me. Thank you guys for your support for the channel, from a wrestling fan to all other fellow wrestling fans. Thank you. Here we go with commentary by Kevin Kelly, Rocky Romero, and Chris Charlton. And we start off with Juice and Ren Narita versus Jon Moxley and Shota Umino. It's a Juice Box preview, not a Juice Box preview. That's, now Juice Box Hero with stars in his eyes. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But it was cool during Juice's entrance. Rocky Romero says he's like a beach town taker. That got a pop from me. Rocky Romero may be one of the most underappreciated wrestling commentators going, because he knows what it's like in the ring, and goddamn if he's not one hell of a talker. And of course, Juice and Mox start. They have a battle, and then the Young Lions get in. This was not a very long match. There was a few good exchanges, but in the end, Fisherman Suplex pins Ren Narita for the 1-2-3. I really like this tag team of Shota Umino and Jon Moxley. You can tell Mox is having a blast. I'm sure Shota is. I'm assuming. I don't know. But they seem to be working really well together. I would not mind seeing them in World Tag League, but unfortunately with Moxley's AEW deal, I don't think it's going to end up happening, but it is what it is. And then Mox attacks Juice's knee afterwards, and even Shota's trying to pull him off because Juice had hurt his knee. Well, Jay White had focused on it before, so nice little drama. I still think Juice is going to beat Moxley. It's going to be because Juice is just playing spoiler at this point, so it'll be pretty interesting there. And then we get Jeff Cobb and Toa Henare versus Toru Yano and Hanma. Can never pronounce Hanma's first name correctly. It's a Yano and Cobb preview, which I think Cobb might win. I think he might, but, we'll see. Hanma and Henare start off. We get, the diving Kokeshi or flying Kokeshi, the headbutt, and then we get a falling Kokeshi because everybody gets happy when Hanma hits it. Unfortunately, even when he does hit it, he still holds his neck. I'm getting very worried watching Hanma in the ring. Good credit to him for getting back in there. Cobb and Yano do some comedy spots. It was pretty cool stuff. But in the end, Tour of the Islands pins Hanma for the 1-2-3. And then we get Yoshihashi, Goto, and Tomohiro Ishii versus Minoru Suzuki, Kanemaru, and Taichi. And it's a preview of Ishii versus Taichi, which is a rematch of their Dominion show, or their Dominion match where Ishii took the never openweight title from Taichi. And Goto and Shingo are going to face off tomorrow, which ought to be pretty interesting. Jump before the bell by Suzuki-gun. I'm shocked. I'm not. Lots of chops and kicks. Of course, some good tag work. You get Suzuki-gun in there, you're going to get some tag work. Chaos members, they did pretty well also. Yoshihashi and Suzuki end up being the final two members in there. And even though Yoshihashi got some shots in, Suzuki gets a choke on. And then soon after, Gotch-style piledriver, 1-2-3. Minoru Suzuki making a claim that maybe he should be in the G1 one more time next year. And you know what? I wouldn't complain about it one bit. Who knows what they're actually going to do with him? Who knows what the future holds for Suzuki? The guy can still move really goddamn well, and I would not mind seeing him get one more Dance of Glory, one more chance to be in the G1. Maybe even two more chances. The guy can still move really damn well. I mean, he's in his early 50s, and the guy can move really incredibly well. Then we get to our fourth and final undercard match. Bushi, Shingo, and Tetsuya Naito versus Jay White, Chase Owens, and Yujiro Takahashi. And it's a Jay White and Naito preview. Bushi does get beat up for a while, and then we get Naito and Jay White in. They're trying to out-heal the other. Shingo gets in, same with Yujiro. And then we get a big old pumping bomber, and then Made in Japan pins Yujiro for the 1-2-3. Jay and Naito stare down. Naito just keeps trying to egg on Jay White and everything. I'm not sure where they're going to go with it because they have a lot of weird interweaving things with B-blocks. So what's going to be telling is if Mox loses to Juice, because then Mox is out. And then if Goto loses to Shingo, then Goto's out. I think it'd come down to Goto and Jay White, and if Goto and Jay White win, then Goto gets the tiebreaker. If Mox and Jay White win, Jay White has a tiebreaker. Let's see, I'm trying to remember if Naito and Mox win, then Mox advances. So yeah, it's pretty telling what's going to go on here. But anyway, not a bad match. And then of course Lance Archer comes down. Excuse me. Excuse me for that. Sorry, guys. Allergies are a real bitch. Archer comes down for his final G1 match. G1 match of this tournament. I really think they need to include him in next year's. Archer comes out and beats up all the Young Lions. This isn't the last time the Young Lions got beat up. He faces Evil, and it was a pretty good match. We get, everything is Evil versus the American Psycho. Lots of hard strikes. Of course, Archer goes out at one point, just beats up the Young Lions again right after they had recovered, and even does this cool somersault where it's a good thing everybody caught him because the rotation wasn't quite there. Still, impressive that a 6'8" man was still able to do it. I was just nervous because I was like, okay, good thing everybody caught him. And then we get an exposed turnbuckle spot where, you would have thought Archer was channeling Yano, but nope, that didn't end up happening. Big superplex by Evil, ref bump, of course. Archer gets a chair, gets out in the ring, puts it in the corner. That's a chair in the corner, that's a chair in the spotlight, and Archer just went and hit it. Best attempt I can make at an REM reference, and I apologize to REM fans here if you were offended, except I don't, because it's just a joke. Chokeslam for 2, big F5. Evil almost got the everything is evil, but the everybody dies claw, EBD claw on Evil, pins him for the 1, 2, 3. Archer finishes with 6, his first G1 win since the 14th, I believe. I think he won his first 2 and then lost like the rest of them. So he finishes with 6, but had a really good showing. I mean, he got a good match out of Bad Luck Fale. You know how hard that is? And then Evil finishes with 8. I thought this was good stuff. And then we get Sonata versus Bad Luck Fale, and Jado and Chase are there. And I'm sorry, this is 500% more Chase Owens than we need on the show. And look, if there are Chase Owens fans watching this show, I'm sorry. I'm kidding. If you guys like Chase Owens, that's fine. He's a good wrestler in the ring. I just find him so boring. But we don't need Chase out here again. I mean, I get the point, but it is what it is. Of course, interference just was not good. There was typical bullshit and interference and blah. And it's not that Fale's bad. He does not need to be in the G1 after. This needs to be it. This needs to be it. Sonata does dive on all 3. I think he dives on Fale first, and Chase, or Jado, and then Chase. And then Fale tries everything. The grenade. Big splash just for 2. Sonata does come back with a slam and a TKO. And then we get more interference. He does tie both Jado and Chase up in the Paradise Lock, not together. That'd be like a human centipede type shit. That didn't. It's like that happened, but then Sonata goes for Skull End again. But then that gets reversed into a small package, and Fale gets the win. So he wins with like a schoolboy at one point in one match. Wins with a backslide over Tanahashi, and then wins. He won over Kenta with the schoolboy. One over Tanahashi with the backslide, and then got a win over Sonata with a schoolboy, or a small package. So, okay, whatever. Both finish at 8. It was odd, though, because Sonata beat Okada. I mean, I don't think anybody's thinking that Sonata's going to beat Okada if they have a match like on the Destruction Tour and stuff like that. And quick little side note before I continue with this, before I continue with the review, that is, I really, really hope that New Japan Royal Quest is going to be broadcast live on New Japan World. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to watch NXT TakeOver UK Cardiff instead, which is a shame. But the UK fans honestly do deserve a really, really good show. And if New Japan does not want to pay or does not want to put on their streaming service, except for VOD like they did with the Sydney shows, fine, cool. I just think it's a bit odd that they're advertising the fuck out of it and they're not going to put it up on their website. Because they've already released the live shows they're going to have for the Destruction Tour, 4 Road to Destruction Tours, or shows. And then it's 15th, 16th, and 22nd. 15th, 16th, and 22nd for the Destruction shows. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see that. So anyway, let's find that out, but hopefully they do update on Royal Quest. So we get the Kenta versus Zack Sabre Jr. Terrific, really good stuff. Strikes, submissions. The crowd loved it, and this is how you can book a strike and submission-based match and book it well. And New Japan tends to do that. WWE has done it well also, so has Ring of Honor. A lot of companies can do it. It just depends on the audience. The Japanese audience tends to love these submission-based matches more often than not. You can't do them every single match, but with Zack Sabre Jr., you never get bored watching him. I understand he's not everybody's cup of tea, but I enjoy him. I also think it's not Kenta's last hurrah, but it is Kenta's near the end. He's got maybe a couple years left of like full-time before I think he goes into part-time stuff. But Zack Sabre Jr. focuses on the previously injured and surgically repaired shoulder of Kenta, which will come back into play later. Kenta comes back with some more strikes. There were some slaps and big old slaps and hard kicks, but we did get a couple kickouts at one. That was pretty cool. I believe it's called the Umaplata. Oodalali, golly, what a day. It was, the trap where Sabre Jr. is pulling on the arm and everything, pulling on that, and he finally gets Kenta to give up. He doesn't tap because he can't, because his arms are trapped, but he does give up. And I do like that because Zack Sabre Jr. now finishes with 8, and Kenta, after that hot start, finishes with 8. So it's not always important how you go or how you start. It's how you finish in the tournament. Yes, how you finish in the climax. That's right. I went there for the first time this review. But this was a good match. And then we get to Tanahashi versus Ospreay. It's Ace versus Assassin, the Ace Assassin, which I said on Twitter, and I remember thinking, that joke sounded a lot less dirty in my head, but still, I'm going to roll with it. The crowd was super split on it. They were super split on this and the following match. This was really good stuff. Vet versus youth. Tana is very close to the end of the road. I feel bad for saying that. I'm not trying to write out Tanahashi. It's not necessarily because of age, it's because of mileage and all the times he's beat up his body and all the surgeries that he's had, and all the time that he didn't take off surgery that he should have, or because of injuries. But he carried the company on his back and still is one of the main guys in New Japan. Even he recognizes he needs to take a step back, and this match was proof of it. Tana's knee versus Ospreay's neck, but Ospreay ended up having knee issues because Tana focused on that and the neck also. And don't get me wrong, Tanahashi's knee came into play in the previous injuries, so Tana he wasn't so much heelish, but he was focusing on that knee. He was going after it. Damn it, he wanted to win. Neither of these guys were going to win the tournament, but my God, what a match as well. You would have thought this was for the finals with the way they were going. Ospreay hits a nice dive. Tana comes back with a dragon screw and does a Texas Cloverleaf. There was an awkward sling blade counter, like out of the Os cutter-ish, that was kind of awkward. We get a nice Spanish fly out of nowhere for 2, shooting star for 2, an Os cutter for 2. Tanahashi does counter Stormbreaker. Almost, he does aces high, but in the end, we get a Stormbreaker for 3. We get the hook kick, the hidden blade, Stormbreaker for 3, and Will Ospreay pins the Ace. The aerial assassin pins the Ace. If this isn't a passing of the torch match, I don't know what is. Now, you could say that about the Kota Ibushi Tanahashi match, and I think this one equals it, or is at least close to it. I think it's close enough to where it's in the same zip code or postal code. But this is a passing of the torch thing, and Tanahashi finishes with 8, and Ospreay finishes with 8. I think it's a terrific tournament. This is how you should book Ospreay if you want to move him up to heavyweight. I think this is the right call. I think this is good stuff, and I enjoyed it. I don't know leave in the comments what you guys think. Now we get to Okada versus Ibushi, and oh my God, crowd is split. Terrific. Goddamn terrific. I don't know how much I'm going to go through on this, but this is one you really need to go and watch. The DDT outside, absolutely brutal. Of course, Ibushi hates his goddamn neck. Okada does keep focusing on the neck, and also, Ibushi's ankle comes into play because he's still got that sprained ankle and that bruised ankle. And Okada even, suffers some bumps and bruises, obviously, as you would in a wrestling match, and especially in a New Japan match. Kota does come back with some great counters from both guys. Super Rana by Kota Ibushi. That was really impressive. Sit-out powerbomb where Ibushi almost botched it, but managed to save. But he kind of almost fell back. But he managed to, save Okada from really getting dropped. So that was good. Big old elbow strikes for 20 minutes in. It doesn't look like it's any signs of slowing down. Crowd is still alive. 2 Rainmaker variations. No cover. And then we get set out powerbomb out of a dropkick. Like, Okada goes for a dropkick. Boom. Kota hits the sit out powerbomb again. 1, 2, 3. Much crisper this time. Bomaye countered into a dropkick. That was really impressive stuff. Kamigoye for 2. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Okada was going for his finish and everything. He was going for his stuff. But Kamigoye for 2. Okada kicks out. Soon after, Kamigoye 1, 2, 3. Kota Ibushi and Okada tied at 14, but Kota Ibushi wins the tiebreaker. He is going to the A Block Finals. And I was really impressed with this. I really did enjoy this one. So, yeah, those are the point totals for the end. There's really no reason to go over anything for A Block because Kota Ibushi won it. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with B Block. And considering how they stagger the matches, I think Naito and Jay White are in the main event. So yes, I am going to be watching that one live. I'm also going to be watching the finals live. And please stay tuned for all the reviews that I'm going to be doing. And check out, if you have a chance after this, check out a new audio podcast that myself and my co-host, the Durbinator, my best friend also, the Durbinator, put up. It's a nice free-form podcast where we just talk about a whole bunch of stuff and everything. And we may be doing more of these in the future. We may cover some G1 stuff. And I may talk about some of that stuff in the next one. So anyway, let me know what you guys thought of the review. Let me know what you guys thought of the A Block. Who do you think should be taken out that was in the A Block this year? Or who do you think was in the tournament that should be taken out next year? Who should be added that wasn't in? Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritland. I'll see you soon.